Hey guys, so for today's video, we're gonna do something kind of fun and different with an eyeshadow palette. So today I tried my best to recreate one of the campaign looks for the Sigma and Cinderella eyeshadow palette. I think this is now my fourth video with this palette, so you know I like a palette if I do more than like 2 looks with it. I freaking love this guy. It's beautiful, it's colorful, you can do so many looks with it. If you wanna see my other 3 looks with this palette, I'll link all 3 of them down below for you. And yeah, pretty much I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw this picture that Sigma posted and I was like, oh my gosh, this is freaking beautiful. I want to try to recreate this. It's always a fun little challenge to try to recreate a look when you don't really know exactly which shades were used and exactly where they were placed, but I tried my best just based off of this picture. But before we get started with the makeup look, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. So Skillshare is an online learning community that has thousands of classes on topics such as music, photography, writing, business, and more. It's a great website to use if you're just kind of like a creative person who always wants to learn more because there's always more to learn. So I started watching this class on Skillshare by Dale McManus, and it's called iPhone Photography: How to Take Pro Photos on Your iPhone. I feel like iPhone photography is something that like everyone wants to learn more about, so I wanted to share this class with you guys. But I really enjoyed his class. He went over like shot composition, depth, how to use natural light, and even how to edit your photos for free on your iPhone using Lightroom. And he also kind of goes over how to change like specific settings on your camera on your phone to just make your shots better overall. And he shot this one trick on your camera that I never knew, and when he like showed it, I was mind blown. I literally had to show my boyfriend right away. I was like, did you know this? And he was like, no. Okay, watch this. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna take a picture of this lamp, right? So like you focus, you click on it, you focus it, right? Did you know you can move this sun to change the exposure of your picture? Do you see that? Like I always knew this little sun box was here, but I didn't know you can actually move it. So it like overexposes the picture. You can bring down the exposure. Like what? Like honestly, that one little tip just blew my mind. So anyways, if you're interested in checking out Skillshare, I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description box. And the first 1,000 people to use that link will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare Premium. Now let's get on to the makeup look. So Sigma posted this look on their Instagram just about a week ago from the day that I'm filming this. I saw this look and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to recreate this. I love how they use like most of the colorful shades from the palette. I see the gold, I see purple, I see blue, I see teal. Like this is gonna be so fun. And I always just love trying to recreate looks that I find, and I love doing colorful looks, so let's get started. So I'm gonna like screenshot this picture and zoom in so I can see it like real close up, like we are zoomed in here. I'm gonna start with the Sigma E25 in the shade Kindness, and I'm gonna lightly dust this shade kind of in my outer crease. Now I'm gonna take Pumpkin on the same brush, and I'm gonna start that in the center of my crease and kind of bring that inwards. Now I'm gonna dip into Cinders, and I'm gonna use that to deepen up this outer crease even more. And then I'm also gonna bring Cinders kind of right into this area right under my brow. This kind of gives your eyeshadow kind of like a grungy feel to it. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. I think the look would still look complete without it. But I'm also gonna add a little more kindness right in here. This is gonna look pretty crazy at first. So I really wish I could see what's on the lid. I do see some sparkle, but I don't think that's over the entire lid. Kind of wonder if it's like Courtyard. I'm gonna take the shade Courtyard on a Sigma E54. I'm gonna start by packing that on the lower part of my lid and then slightly bringing it up. Okay, now I'm gonna add more. Okay, this is where we're at so far, and so far it looks nothing like the look, so that's great. Now I'm gonna switch to a Sigma E27 and take more Kindness, and I'm really gonna add that right here in the crease, kind of above that Courtyard shade. right, we're looking like a muddy mess right now. Let's keep going. Now I'm gonna take Hopeful on my E54, and I'm gonna use that to kind of deepen up this outer part of the lid. I feel like this look will come together once I add the shimmers, so just bear with me here. Okay, I feel like we're kind of getting somewhere now. I'm gonna take Sweet Nightingale on a Sigma E58, and I'm gonna place that on the inner part of my lid. Now I'm gonna take a clean little blending brush. This is the Sigma E42, and I always like to blend around the shimmer. Okay, now for the fun part, I'm gonna take One of a Kind on my E58, and I'm gonna add that kind of right in the inner crease, also kind of on the inner part of the lid. I just freaking love the reflection of these kind of duochrome shades. God, they're just stunning. Okay, and then again, just softly blending around that shimmer. Okay, so I feel like I need more purple in the look. I'll definitely add the gold right there towards the end. I need to lower lash line and kind of deepen up this area. I'm gonna take my E25 with a little bit of Stroke of Midnight. It's gonna kind of softly tap that, blend that right out here in the outer part of the eye. We're gonna start to deepen this up. The really tricky part with this look is that you're mixing these blue and purple shades together, and doing that can end up kind of muddy sometimes. You just gotta be careful on where you're placing the shadows. I'm gonna take Mischievous on a Sigma E21. Okay, I'm gonna start that on the outer part of my lower lash line and then slightly bring it up into like the outer V. I really don't know if they used black in this look. I think they did. Okay, I'm just confused because I feel like they have a lot of purple kind of right in here, but Kindness isn't really showing up on me like that well, like that bright of a purple. Stroke of Midnight's too deep of a purple, so I don't really know where they got that color from. Also, my outer corner is looking real muddy now. This look is hard. Like, I feel very challenged right now. I'm gonna take a makeup wipe and kind of clean up this outer corner area. I'm gonna go do my face makeup off camera, and then we will finish up the eyes together and try to complete this look. All right, I'm back. So now that I did like my face makeup, I cleaned up this line. I feel like it's kind of coming together. I also took a little bit of a skin tone shadow and I kind of softened this inner bit right here by the nose because that darkness was just looking a little too harsh on me. I also feel like I'm looking a tiny bit patchy right there. Maybe I'm just seeing nothing, I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not exact, but I like where this is headed, so let's keep going. I'm gonna clean off my E21 on my Sigma switch, and I'm gonna pick up Hopeful. This shade's gonna go along my entire lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of a skin tone color shadow on a Sigma E33 and just kind of soften that blue along the lower lash line. Now I can definitely see that they put black in the waterline and kind of all along the tight lines. I'm gonna take my go-to, which is the Haus Labs Gel Kohl Liner, throw that in my waterline. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of the black shade Mischievous, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of smudge out the black liner. All right, I'm liking how the lower lash line looks. My issue is that since I cleaned that up with the makeup wipe, I have a super harsh line right there, whereas in the picture, it's a very kind of soft, blown out look. But I honestly can't really soften this line or else it would just turn into a big mess. So we're gonna keep that line, but let's add that gold now. So I'm gonna take a Sigma L04 with the shade Charming, and this is gonna go in my inner corner. And I'm also gonna bring it into the inner lid just a tad. I'm also gonna make sure the gold kind of hits a little bit of the lower lash line right in there. And then I'm also gonna pick up a little bit of Wishful. I'm gonna place that like right where I would normally highlight. So I do need a little bit of brightness right here. Also adding Wishful under my brow. Now I'm gonna go pop on some mascara and lashes and I'll show you the full look. All right, my lashes are on and here's what the eyes look like all done. Again, I'm having one of those days where my right eye looks better than the left, which is not typical for me. But for my lashes, I'm switching it up today. I'm actually wearing one of Sigma's new lashes in the style Hopeless Romantic. I literally just got a PR box of these lashes as I was filming this video, so I thought it was perfect and thought I would try these lashes out. They're super pretty and I like that they are faux mink. All right, and here's what the full face looks like. I'm gonna pop up the picture right here again so you can kind of like compare and contrast. Does my makeup look exactly like the model? No. Okay, so I have a couple notes and some things that I struggled with. One, just the overall picture that they posted, it's very saturated. Like that matte blue teal on the lower lash line is so bright. And the shades in the palette aren't that bright of a teal blue color, so that's kind of interesting. And I feel like I kind of had that same problem with the purple shade. I kept using Kindness to kind of get that like purple look, and I couldn't get that purple to show up as purpley as it does in their look. I feel like I got the overall idea right and it was fun and very challenging to try to create something that I don't really know exactly which shades they use, so you know, I did my best with what I had. If I were to do this look again, or if you want to try it at home, personally I would skip out on that little darker part under the brow. I feel like for my face it gives a very intense, almost kind of bitchy look on me. And then I definitely would have done a softer blend out here in the outer corner. Like I said, because I cleaned it up with the makeup wipe, it gave me a harsh line, which works sometimes. But in this case, I wish I did more of a softer blend. I honestly feel like I used almost every single shade in the palette today. Yes, yes, yes. I didn't use Dressmaker or Fantasy. I used a little bit of Cinders. I used Courtyard, Sweet Nightingale, Hopeful, One of a Kind, Kindness. I didn't use Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. I used Charming and I used Stroke of Midnight. So literally like 1, 2, 3 shades of the palette I did not use today. But I did have fun filming this video and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. And don't forget, if you want to sign up for Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to click on the link in my description box will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare Premium. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.